Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of the Afrocentrist podcast. Okay, so I'm super excited because finally, after struggling with this for 2 weeks, we're finally able to get a good time to record this for you. So
Yeah,
welcome. My name is Ejiro Sakade, energetic EJ, and of course you can see already original Daniel.
original Daniel.
Any
Yeah,
other Daniel's fake, yeah? Make
fake
it.
or fake. Mm. There are only two Daniels in the world. It's Daniel, me, and the rest. Mm.
I love it. So, welcome to today's episode of the Afrocentrist podcast. I am super excited. Like you can see it already all over me. So, and oh my God, where's my bell? I used to have this tiny bell. I'm gonna look for it so that next time we're gonna use it. Okay. So basically, let me just. So basically, we are introducing something. Ring the bell. Drum roll. So we're introducing tap review. Did you hear that? Say tap review. So on
Tap
tap review,
review.
on tap review, we're going to be reviewing books. So it's going to be happening second and fourth Friday of every month for now, until we think, okay, we want to change it or switch it up. But for now, it's going to be coming up to you second and fourth Friday of every month. We're going to be reviewing a book. So this could be that we're going to be reviewing one book for the month or two books, depending on the size of the book. Who is excited? Are you excited?
Me.
Awesome. Well, before we go into that, last week we asked you that is there such a thing as a good breakup? I got a couple of texts. Somebody just answered like yes. I'm like, yes to what? Like I put up the episode on my status, on my WhatsApp status, and somebody just said yes. I'm like, excuse me, sir, yes to what? They say yes, there
Yes, a
yes,
good
there's such
breakup.
a thing as a good breakup. I'm like, okay, but not further explanation. So Daniel, did you have any feedback on your end?
I had a couple of people. One I met on the street, and then one more around my work area who shared what they felt. Yeah,
Mm,
some
awesome.
people really, yeah, I thought this was something people were struggling with, but it's like they actually have an opinion on the matter, and they know that some think there is a good breakup, and others also believe that there is no such thing as a good breakup. So we're able to get from both sides. Yeah, we'll
Cool.
explain that here in a
All
minute.
right. So just before we go into today's content, let us share with you the feedback we got from last week. We told you, like, if you send in your feedback, we're going to be sharing it on the podcast. So sit back, relax, and we will be right back after getting or watching this feedback.
Hi. What's your name? What do you think about breakups? Are there good breakups, bad breakups? What do you think about breakups in general?
And I believe it takes a matured person to understand the whole thing is things are not working out and they want to be on their separate ways. They have to understand the situation. That's the thing. That is when you and your partner agree that, oh, things are not going well. So I think being part of each other is the best decision we should take. And there are bad breakups too when there are situations where it's so complicated that you get to be disappointed, honesty gets to be broken, trust gets to be broken, and you feel like you've been disrespected by your other opponent. That is when you leave each other in a bad state. With that, there's no communication. There's nothing, and even if there is a communication, the reason behind it is not so reasonable or matured enough to. And some people end their relationship. Oh, I think I want to focus on elsewhere, so I don't want this to be. That is who says that when you are doing God's work, then definitely you get married. So what shows that when you're in a relationship is when you think the person is the right person, support each other, do whatever that is good with each other. You are not going to focus on the feeling, you are standing and supportive person to make your decision on focus on whatever you want to do. So that's a bad breakup. That is, you go and meet someone like a guy and it ends at that place. It's also a bad relationship, a bad breakup. So that is what I think.
Very much.
What do you think about breakups? Is there anything? Is there any such thing as a good breakup or a bad breakup?
There might be something like that existing in some way somehow, because it all depends on maybe what the girl saw the guy doing, what the guy saw the girl doing. Yeah, maybe the guy saw the girl cheating on him with another guy, maybe on the bed kissing together. I don't think that's going to be a good breakup. No, but almost one person will be angry with the other, and I think this will be a bad breakup because the guy can't take it cool and be like, yo, I've come to see my girl, like my serious girlfriend with another guy on the bed having sex or kissing. No, I don't think that will be a good relationship breakup, a good breakup. No, it can never be a good breakup. But almost the guy will be angry and it's going to be furiously or something bad between the two of them. And maybe as in good breakup, that means it will be like something like contract, like, okay, I don't want to be in this relationship again. And maybe the girl was like, oh, okay, I also don't want to be in this relationship. Then maybe you go apart, but you can still be friends with that. I'll say that's a good breakup relationship from maybe this girlfriend, boyfriend to maybe just friends. Yeah, that's what I can say now.
Okay, thank you.
I would say there is a good breakup because sometimes you see it actually depends on the person you're breaking up with. Let's say if the person wasn't treating you well, and by then you might be so much in love with the person, but after the breakup that is when you realize that no, this person you were with was not a good person, like the person never deserved you, so it's actually a good breakup. And then the fun part about it is like you actually get to meet somebody that is even more and more fun to be with. The person respects you. Actually, the person is just what you've always wanted. Like the person is your spec, your kind of man. Yeah, that is what we call a good breakup.
Well, I would say both. There's a good breakup and there's a bad breakup. I say there's a good breakup when in the scenario where both parties understand that the relationship does not have the spec it used to have, and that the vibe is no longer there, so they have to split up. In a situation where both parties understand each other, but where they get this and they both agree, it's considered as a good breakup. But in the situation where both parties keep playing the blame game, you're at fault, this, that, then all of a sudden one just decides to like walk out. One decides to end everything, and then perhaps the other party really, really wanted to like try to make things work, but the understanding was just not there. So things had to end. So that's considered a bad breakup.
Well, in my opinion, there are good breakups and they are hard to find. This is where both parties, I mean the lady and the man, get into an understanding that they need a break, and then that's it.
There's no such thing as a good breakup because in the end somebody is going to be hurt. So how is that good? Well, there are some cases when the other person is not hurt because they saw it coming due to some actions of theirs. They are not treating you right and they know you would be breaking up with them soon. They saw it coming. That still doesn't qualify as a good breakup. But yeah, I'm just trying to confuse all of us here.
I think there are good breakups and there are bad breakups. I'm saying good breakups because sometimes when you are in a relationship with someone and the person starts going through stress, frustration, and then pressure from other angles, the person comes to you with understanding and a clean heart, making you understand that this is what he or she is going through. So maybe he wouldn't be able to continue with the relationship if he still has this kind of burden with him. Okay, so you go on an agreement. You either decide to give each other some space for him to sort out his differences, or you accept to break up with him and then let him do his stuffs in good faith. Okay, so sometimes there are good breakups, but good breakups comes with understanding. When your spouse understands you, it makes it a good breakup because you don't have to argue over anything. She wouldn't get hurt, you won't get hurt too, and then it's a clean breakup. And then there are bad breakups too. Bad breakups are the ones that you don't even know about. Like, for instance, you get to the gate and the gate man says, Oga no day, Oga say make a no be.
Wow, was
Hey.
that was that
Hmm.
interesting or what? Interesting. I
Very,
love it.
very
I love the
intriguing.
diverse, yeah, I love the diverse view to the topic. So
Mhm.
thank you, everybody, for sending in your feedback. So next week we'll be expecting your feedback again so that we can feature
Yeah.
it on the episode.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So let's dive into today's episode. We are reviewing a book. Like, this book is so funny because it's short and sweet. I feel like
It was written
maybe
by a ruffian.
like the guy doesn't care.
uh,
You know,
but
it kind of
you,
it,
uh-huh. Yeah.
the style kind of fits what it's trying to say, really, because it's like, you're
Yes.
stretching your mind.
Exactly. I
So
was
like,
going to say the same thing. Stretching
I
his
will
mind. You
not
can see
read
that is the life he lives. That's his life.
yes.
Yeah, in the
Yes, like
book.
I won't do
Mm.
it the way
So
everybody do it. I'll do the
it
way I want
makes
to do
sense.
because I can do it. So I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So today we're reviewing,
Practice what you
uh,
preach, Abby.
you know, so we're reviewing Stretch Your Mind. It's a pretty short book, 67 pages only. Stretch Your Mind,
Yay.
written by Gustavo Razzetti. Gustavo Razzetti.
Razzetti.
Yes. The subtitle is How to Conquer Your Comfort Zone One Stretch at a Time. I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact that it's short.
Very short.
Well,
This is the book
I
for
know,
everybody.
I know. Like, you can just read it in
Mm.
an hour. You're done. You're done.
No
But
mark, no markers needed. No, you have to put a pen in there. Just read it and you're done.
yeah, but the thing with the book is the fact that it's practical, and I love
Mm-hmm.
how, the reflective questions at the end of it, right? At the end of
Yes,
each
yes, yes,
chapter, when you do this, when you practice this thing, use this
yes.
question to reflect so that you can learn, or you
Yeah,
can be sure, be aware of what you've learned from the experience. I
yeah.
I just love
It helps you stay on track too.
I just love the fact that it's practical, it's short, it's straight to the point. Like,
Yeah.
no history, no, just straight to the point. I love
Mm-mm.
it. Anyways, so Gustavo shared about 13 stretches that you can do, 13 things you can do to stretch your mind, basically. So today we're going to be covering number 1 to 6, and then
Mm-hmm.
the next tap review, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time, we're going to be covering the remaining 7. So stick
Mm.
with us, okay? So um the first thing is, I love the pace in the first stretch. The first stretch says, changing your pace will make you more interesting. I'm like, okay. As person I read that, I'm like, okay, changing your pace. I'm like, I don't understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here this quote from Fred DeVito. He says, let someone else dictate your speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, no, sorry, that's not the quote. The quote is, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't
Okay.
change you.
Yeah.
Fred DeVito, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. But
Mm-hmm.
Gustavo here is saying, allow somebody else dictate your pace. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I just, when I was thinking about life, like, okay, so test your pace of life, right? So,
Yeah.
are you going fast? Are you going slow?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever class you belong to, what Gustavo is saying is just be aware of it. If you're on
Mm-hmm.
the fast lane, be aware of it. And if you're on the slow lane, be aware of it. But one thing you now do to stretch your mind is break that pace. So if you're on the fast lane, get on the slow lane. And
Yeah.
sometimes, because you are naturally a fast person, you might not be able to pull that off yourself. So what he's trying to say is get somebody who is a slow person. And you
Yeah.
know how, if you are the kind of person that wants something fast, you can't
Mm-hmm.
stand slow people. It's like, why is it taking you so long to do this? Why is it taking
Exactly. Exactly.
right? So what Gustavo
Yeah.
is put yourself in a place where you would have to work with that slow person and
Mm-hmm.
actually go at the pace of that slow person. It
Mm.
disrupts your thinking pattern.
Your
Disrupts
routine.
exactly, exactly. What did you think about that first stretch, Dan?
I don't know if it's weird that I read the introduction, but I
Of course,
read the
yeah.
introduction. It's
Mhm,
not weird,
mhm.
eh? Okay, thank God. I
No,
mean, my people.
it's not
You are
part
my
of the
people.
I read
Anyway,
forward, read acknowledgements. I
I
know.
everything I hear. So I didn't really start with the introduction, but going on with the book, I wanted to know who this person was. So I thought I would get a better a glimpse of him in the introduction. So I went back to the introduction, and then it was like, if you are reading this book, he didn't even call it a book. He said, if you are reading this, so he knows what he has done here. He said, if you are reading, he said, if you are reading this, then it means you want to kind of apply some kind of change to your
Yeah,
life. Uh-huh.
yeah.
So that was when it hit me. It was like, if you're moving, you are probably a slow paced person or you are a fast paced person, you would want to challenge yourself, like letting others dictate your speed in a sense that you know, being in a kind of environment where it challenges you to be better, to be a better version of yourself. It happens to me a lot of times. I tend to, I don't know what I'll call it, overreach um, places. I do things that I cannot do. I feel I cannot do. I feel there are challenges that I
Push
should try my
yourself.
hand to push myself.
Mm,
Yeah. But I
mm.
realized that it makes me better. Yeah. I didn't really know I could write a legal document as like the ones that the attorneys write for their clients and all that. But I did one for an artist. He was like, Daniel, I want you to write a document for me, write a contract, and then a whole lot of, yeah. In my mind, I was like, you're about to say yes to something that you have never done before. You have no experience. But then, like
Mm.
we discussed earlier, you could easily research anything. So I pushed myself. I said yes. I find it difficult to say no. I said yes, and then I actually did. It was looking very beautiful. I held the document. I was like, I did this.
I
Like
did this.
I
Nice.
did this. So when he said you should let the speed of others dictate your own speed, I kind of understood it,
Yeah, you
resonated with,
could relate
yeah,
with it. You could relate.
exactly. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I got from that.
I love it. I love it. Like I'm like when I was reading it, I'm like, ha, okay. I could really relate, and I love that he placed in the book a link to take a test. Did you take
Yes,
the
yes,
test?
yes. No,
Why? You should have.
no.
Okay,
I
so
should have, but
I'm a test junkie anyways. Like when it comes to personality tests, all this, I love them because it just helps me okay understand things better. So I
mhm.
straight away before I even went to stretch two,
Let me
I
guess.
took
You are
the
fast
test.
paced. You are
Funny
fast
enough,
paced.
I thought I would be, but I took the test.
Oh,
I'm actually medium. I tell you,
medium.
I'm telling you.
So like a hybrid, a vampire werewolf thing. But you see, he laid out some examples. There was like, if you're somebody who can't um wait in line for coffee, or you think people are moving in slow
Slow,
pace,
like please,
yeah,
get out of my way.
I can't wait in a queue.
Yes, you know
Sometimes,
what? And
yeah.
funny enough, because I read this I think around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. That was when I read.
Okay. Mm.
And I remember that in the evening, in the evening,
Okay.
I went out. I'm like, you know what? I want to get something to eat
Mm-hmm.
outside. And then there's a particular eatery close to me. I'm like, I'm just going to go there. The moment I got there, but the funny thing is, so the time I went was time for what's it called now? For iftar. So it was evening time when
Okay.
the
Okay.
Muslims
Okay.
are breaking their fast.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
So obviously the place was
Everybody crowded through.
everybody was
Yeah.
so I couldn't. I'm like, what? This queue is too much for me. I can't. I can't stand this. So when I read the examples, I'm like,
Mm.
oh, but it's not all the time.
Prophetic. It was prophetic.
But I took the test because it's that's not me always. Sometimes
Mm.
I take like when there is something that needs me to wait, I just
Yeah.
use that time for something else. Is either I use it to watch a
Exactly.
video or I use it to read something. So I just enjoy that moment. Like, okay, it's another opportunity for me to read something or to scroll
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or something, right? So
Yeah.
when I was taking the test, most of the answers for me were, sometimes, because that's what it is. And then
Mm-hmm.
after I was expecting that I would be on the fast lane.
Fast pace. Yeah.
Yes, I'll be on the fast pace, right? But when the results came and I'm medium, I'm like, "Ah, really? Why?" But then I now realized that actually I've changed. Like I've
Okay.
been consciously, I've been consciously taking time to slow down my pace, to be patient. I've been practicing
Okay.
patience. I've been
Mm-hmm.
practicing listening. You know that part of the example he gave for that was like you don't even wait for people to land. You're always
Yeah.
interrupting
You are always
people.
interrupt. You said that one time.
Yes,
That is who you are. Mm.
yes, but I've been working towards it. Listen more, be slow to respond, listen to
Mm-hmm.
understand rather than listen to reply. So I
Yeah.
guess when I took it and I saw it, I'm like, okay, the reason I'm not on the fast is because I'm actually improving. I've been changing over time, and I didn't even realize, this is something that is going on already. So it was fantastic for me. I mean, I love it. Anyway, that's just number one.
Mm. Number one.
Okay, so number two, you go for it, Dan.
Okay. Number two says leave work half an hour earlier than usual, and says free yourself from being busy. So to me, this sounded like a way to escape. The ruffian he is. This made sense. Like leaving work half an hour earlier. So if you usually leave probably by 5 o'clock, today you should leave by 30 minutes. It hit me. It hit me how sad everything has become. It's really sad that we don't really have time for ourselves, time to do other things. Like we are so concentrated with work, we are so focused about the work we have to do, and then all those things. It's like we are trapped in, I don't know, is it a rat race? Let me call it a rat race.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
We are all doing a certain like we are all moving in a certain way. Like it's a routine. Today I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, eat, go to work. After working, I come back home, sleep, wake up. It's like a whole routine, like we are trapped in there. So this to me felt like a way to escape. When he said reward yourself with the gift of time,
mm-hmm.
it was something. And like most of the time our language or our anthem is I don't have time.
I don't have
I have
time.
work to do. I don't have time, especially me. I don't have time. I say it so much now. I can say it without even knowing that I said it. Yeah. So so
Default.
it was like default, exactly. I don't know. Occupational hazard too. I don't know. It was like I don't have time. It's like you should take that out. Like take it out of escape. Like you are being trapped somewhere. Escape and have some time to yourself. Like you are a person. You have there are other things you can do, not just being trapped in the maze, going to work and all that. Like you can do other things. So give yourself a gift of time. If you're going to
Mm,
take a walk today, take a walk. If you read a book today, read a book. If you learn a new skill to improve yourself, you should also do that. Yeah. So leave work half an hour earlier than usual. Well, easier said than done. I don't know.
I
My boss
know,
would not really agree.
and especially now that we're all working from home.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
Like sometimes you
So
can't even you're not even strict enough with yourself to
even
say
in your own
I'm
house, you don't
working.
have that time. Mm. Even in
You
your own
can't
house, you don't
restrict
have
yourself
time.
like I'm working from this time to this time. You just
Yes.
before you know it, you're walking into the midnight and like, guy, will you stop
Uh-huh.
and just chill?
Yeah. Exactly.
I
Are you
love it.
running to?
I love when he said reconnect with the pleasure of feeling surprised. And when he gave the example of just walking, like
Mm-hmm.
just leave and take a walk without
Mm-hmm.
planning it. Don't plan anything. Like just
No
walk.
direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just know that okay, you closed 30 minutes earlier from work. That 30
Mm-hmm.
minutes, don't plan
Use it.
it.
Yeah.
Just
Just
enjoy it.
be
Whatever it is for
random.
you. If you want to take a
Mm-hmm.
walk and probably don't even go the same route you would normally go. Take a
Yeah.
different route and just enjoy the
Exactly.
scenery and be
Mm.
surprised. Like instead of always, I love it. I
Yeah.
know, like you
And
say,
it's all in line because it's like stretch your mind, challenging yourself to change. So those things you don't usually do, something that you wouldn't normally do. Just be crazy for a minute for yourself, to just
yeah, I
better
love it.
yourself. Yeah.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
that's where
Number
I'm
three says
exactly.
unplug for social media for 24 hours.
Yeah. Eh.
Look at your eyes.
How? How? Hmm.
I don't understand. Do
Social
you
media is
live
our
there?
life. Oh. We live there.
Which life? That's the
Basically.
lie. Did you hear? When you wrote it that stop giving yourself the excuse. I love it. I wrote it down. It says we are not addicted to our phones. We are
Uh,
addicted to the belief that those compulsive checking or
mhm,
interaction add meaning to our lives. I said
mhm.
yes, this makes sense. Like that's how I say it's our life. Which life? If your phone dies today or they steal your phone, will you die? If it's your life, you will die now.
You see, I saw this joke on Facebook. It was like this guy was walking with his phone one time and then he fell down and he heard a crack and was like, please God, let it be my leg. It's like he preferred,
Oh my.
preferred it was his leg. And this is very, very challenging because
I know.
somebody dared me to stay off my phone for not 24 hours, for 2 days, and he was ready to pay me for it. Yeah, he knew how active I was with my phone and social media and everything. So it was like he's going to give me this amount of money. It was actually huge, but I don't mention it here because my huge might be somebody small. Anyway, he offered me an amount of money to stay off social media, and I felt I could try. But then I was there. I didn't turn off the data. That was a mistake. If you're going to go off social media, turn off your data, or better still, off your phone.
Off your phone,
So
flight
off
mode.
it. Yes, I got a message from my manager one time, and you see how iPhone is. You don't see the message till you open it. It's like it's just the
Mm,
notification. So I didn't know, my body was itching me to open this thing because maybe
right,
it's work. It was work. My body
it's
started
weird.
developing excuses, telling me that maybe what you're about to get is a contract or something worth more than what
That's
you
the
are
lie.
being offered there.
That's the lie.
Yeah. I couldn't take it anymore. After 1 hour of struggling, I opened the phone. I opened it and it was just him checking up on me, and that was
Can
how
you
I
imagine?
lost the competition. It really paid me. Oh. I mean, he's my manager and everything, but I feel like we have slapped him at that point. It's like you have been used by the evil spirits right now to destroy my
Uh,
my
it's you
perfectly
that allow the evil
well
spirit.
earned money. Now,
This
wow,
reminds me. This
it's
reminds
hard.
me of. This reminds me of a skit I watched on Instagram. Recently, I think it was yesterday or so. The so this candid camera people,
Yeah.
and I think they were probably in a place like Turkey or something. So it was a Muslim
Mm,
community, and then they were
mm,
asking the person, and the lady was like, "You see, this is iPhone 12. I have this
mm,
iPhone 12, and I'm just going to challenge you. all you need to do is do this, and you get this iPhone 12 for free, just like that. And what
Okay.
was the challenge? That the person should break their fast. So first thing, are you a Muslim? Person said yes. Are you fasting? Person said yes. Okay, so this iPhone 12 new in pack will be yours if you break your fast, and give the person water. And the was like, no, how am I going to do it? It's haram. No. And like, that's how the guy was like, I don't understand it. Why would you do that? You asked me if I was a Muslim. You asked me if I'm fast. I told you, and you want to because of iPhone. It's like, yes, it's yours. And so they were arguing. Then somebody else came, part of the crew member came. I was like, and I was even wearing the labia. I came like, hey, what's going on here? Like, okay, are you Muslim? Said yes. Are you fasting? Said yes. So okay, there's a challenge here. There's a camera here. You don't mind being on YouTube, right? I said, no, 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 I don't mind at all. Showed him before. I said, what? iPhone 12? Are you serious? Like, you're not joking. You're not kidding me. The lady said, yes. Give me the water.
That person looks like
Then the
ding.
first guy was like, no, you won't do this. The first guy didn't allow him more.
Wow.
The first guy was literally pushing him, took the water, emptied it on the floor. The other guy was like,
Mm.
no, I'm going to lick it. Is it not water? Are you it's just water
Mm.
from my mouth. I will lick it from the floor. The guy was like, no, pushed him away. And that was how the other guy, the first guy, won because the other guy was part of the crew, right? And they were like,
Okay,
wow,
okay,
it's
okay.
amazing.
Was
He won the phone. So I'm like,
uh
it's not. So you said, your boss called you, and it's not the evil spirit that called you, but it's you that did not.
hmm. Hmm.
It was you who
I
did
didn't
not
know
go.
how to feel.
I
Hmm.
know. I remember I went off social media for the very first time, like for the
Mm-hmm.
very first time in a long time. Like sometimes I do it like maybe a day or two, but in February I went for a whole month. The whole of February I was off social
Wow.
media completely, except for WhatsApp because of family and all of that. But even that one
Mm.
safe nice, but only WhatsApp really. So I was
Okay.
off all the other social media platforms for 1 month. It was good. It was good. But I think the error there is when you want to do, and this is why I love this book. Like
Okay.
you change and you curate your change one stretch at a time. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be too much, because what
Mm.
happened to me was when I went on for was the first time I've been struggling with going off for a long time. But that was the
Okay.
first time I was doing it. I gathered my liver to do it, right? And I did it for a whole full month. It was good. I was able to do other things. Like life is sweet. I was reading, I was doing courses, and but because I did it for the first time and I did it in a large chunk,
Yeah.
okay, you're back. And I did it in a large chunk. It was when I resumed, it came back like a rush. Boop, boop, boop. Like, oh
you've
my god, oh my
you've
god.
you've you've compressed it for a while, and so you open it and then boom.
Yes. So that's one thing I'll tell people for free here. Like, if you want to do those kind of
Mm.
things, take it slowly. Like, it's like withdrawal
Mm.
syndrome. If you want to stop an addiction, you don't just say, I'm not doing it again, boom. It's going to
Mm.
hit you are going to relapse, right? But when you withdraw little by little, say for example, I love 24 hours looks like such a short time, but it's so long.
Yeah.
You will be shocked that 24 hours, that 24 hours you want to try will be the longest 24 hours of your life without
Exactly.
your phone. Like, oh my
Exactly.
god,
Exactly.
without my phone, like, hey God, who is calling me now? That's when you know that all the businesses that did not come since all these years,
They will
it's that
come
day,
now.
that day
They
now.
will come that day. The funny thing is that I don't know, social media in a way makes you blind to a whole lot of things, and it's also number one contributor to procrastination. I noticed
Mhm.
this. It was a personal experiment I did during the lockdown. We were all supposed to be at home, and my mom was like, "This is probably God's way of letting us reconnect with Him. So
Mm.
everybody should stay off their phone. You're going to be in the house, do other things you want to do in the afternoon, we share the Bible and all that." So I realized that all those things I kept telling myself I would do, but then when I pick up my phone, I do other things. Like, it's very, very time consuming. It's shocking how much time you lose when you
Yeah.
just take your phone. I mean, one skit on social media is probably 1 minute or something, and then how many do you watch within a period of time? So you can
You
imagine
go
the
there
amount of
for
time
one
you have
thing.
lost.
You will go there
Another
for
thing will
one thing,
come.
you end up doing
Everybody
10
is posting skits, so you are watching something. There's always a meme you have to watch. Popo is on top of all the memes now, so it's all over the place. So there's that. But then I noticed that I could do other things. I took my time. I actually weaved something with a broom. I weaved something, and I don't know, it felt liberating. It felt different, like a different kind of day, a different kind of world. But it's like we are trapped in here. Like all I'm seeing is it's green and red and blue Twitter, and then it's like nobody is seeing any other thing in the world. But when you
Mm,
take some time out of social media, you'll be shocked that the wonders it refreshes you in a way. Like it's more like I don't know, you've gone to a garden with flowers and then like fresh breeze. You breathe
you
well.
appreciate
You
the
really
beauty
breathe.
of life.
Yes, you breathe well. Like you feel you've been suffocated for a while. So it's really good. I've heard people say it till it happened to me. I tried it, staying on social media for a while. Yeah. But after that, we went back. We are still back on social media, yes.
We have all the excuses like we have to work.
Mm,
It's my work is there. Like
exactly.
I
Yes,
manage people's accounts. I am
exactly.
trying to build traffic. I'm selling a market.
Mm,
I mean that's where my business is. I run an online business anyway, so that's where my business is. But those are all lies. Just the same way Gustavo says, leave work early. So even if social
yes.
media is your workplace, then you should
Leave
leave
it
it
early.
early, 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes before you normally shut it down
Mm.
or go off it for one day. Nobody will die. The world will not
Don't
end.
forget to
Because,
off your data. Oh,
well, that
notification
one you
is.
can deal with it
Mm.
if you put notifications, and there are apps now that can help you monitor your time, your screen time. It will shut down all the if you impute a particular hours you want to use in a day on social media, generally on your phone, it shuts it down. So you can use
Really?
screen time. There's Splice,
Oh,
there's
okay.
Splice, there's you something. I think I have some of those apps, right? So you set your timing.
Mm.
And if you said you want to spend only 2 hours on social media for the whole day, it will
Mm-hmm.
split that 2 hours into all the apps. So if you
Okay.
overspend hours on Instagram, you won't be able to do anything on WhatsApp. So you have to now manage your time well and like, okay, oh,
Wow.
spend 20 minutes alone. I have only 1 hour for
When you're
two
done,
days.
you run
I have
away.
only 1 hour, 30 minutes to go, something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
so those things are there to help us. So yeah, we can make
Mm.
that happen. Anyways,
That's
let's
cool.
move forward. I'm loving this conversation, guys, and we hope you're loving it too. Stretch 4 says drop the ball on purpose. You know, drop the
Yeah.
ball on purpose. We are always tied up like, oh, it's my responsibility. I am responsible for this person. I am responsible for this thing. Can you please
Hmm.
drop that? And I like when you say, I'm not telling you to be irresponsible, but
Yeah.
sometimes drop the ball on purpose. Like, be intentional about it. Like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything about it. Let the thing sort itself out. Once in a while, do that. Say
Yeah.
sometimes let go of your responsibility and feel the pleasure of not being indispensable.
Mm.
And for me, one of the things that came to mind is,
Okay.
we're always like, for parents, for example, they're always like, hey, if I'm not there, what will happen to my child? Have you sat
Mm.
down to watch a toddler fall and you don't say anything? Just keep quiet and watch. You'll be shocked that they will get up and go on with
On their
their
own, they
life.
move on. Exactly. Exactly.
But you're always like, hey. The moment you say, hey, sorry, I'm like,
They start
no.
cry. It's true. It's true. It's true.
So
It's
sometimes we
true.
need to learn to just let go. I know you are responsible for a lot of people, you're responsible for a lot of things, but you can let
Mm.
go and just like, okay, whatever happens, let it be. Whatever will be, would be once in a while. Not like that will not be your default setting. Like, not like, okay, that would be irresponsible.
Okay. Dropping the ball on purpose. And I was trying to understand where this phrase came from, and then I just used the basketball court for an example. You see,
Mm,
when the ball is passed to you, it's like all eyes are on you on the move you're going to make. It's like everybody is looking up to you to make sure that you make the right shot that actually enters the basket. If you
enters in the
miss,
net.
they're like boo. If you enter, they're like yay, you win. So I understand when he says you should drop the ball. The ball is like a responsibility. It's pressure sometimes. It's so much pressure, so much
Yeah.
expectation. sometimes. I saw this meme on Facebook. Um, it's in Chi, so I'm going to it's in Chi, Ghanaian language. So I will explain.
Yeah.
The guy was wearing a t-shirt. He was wearing a t-shirt, and then behind he had written Ebusian Enidaso. They've written Ebusian Enidaso. It means uh the hope of the family. That's what is written at the back of the
Mm,
t-shirt. And then he
wow,
was in
that's like
class.
breadwinner.
Breadwinner, exactly. And he was in class sleeping. So somebody took a picture of him, with the Ebusian Eni that's all written at the back there, and then wrote under it, Ebusian Eni that's all Ada. So like the hope of the family is sleeping. You understand? And then there was a part, there was a part here that says that once you are not there, you are going to be replaced. My manager said this to me one time at the bank. When I fell ill, I was sick, but I was still forcing myself to come to work. It was like, you should go home and get yourself treated. The moment you die here, we will find somebody to replace you. So it hits me in a way like you will be replaced. The moment you are not there, you are out of the picture. Somebody else will pick that ball. The moment you drop, somebody else will pick up that ball. So sometimes you need to give yourself rest. Sometimes you need to escape. Sometimes you need to relax. Lay off the pressure a little bit so that you don't get heart attack. Oh, don't go and die. You can't come and kill yourself. Once in a while,
Uh-huh.
drop the ball, relax. Reflect on what you are doing. Meditate. I started a meditation routine. It wasn't easy at first, but it helps. After work, it helps me relax my mind. Yeah. Because my mom was like, "You are the strength of this family. If the strength of
Mm,
the family is not there, what happens to the family?" You understand?
certainly, yeah.
So in order to do what you have to do for your family, one of the ways of being responsible is also taking care of yourself.
Care of yourself.
Maintain what is maintaining others. If you are not taking care of yourself and then something happens to you, just think
That's
about what
it.
happens to the rest of the people. So I
Mm,
think it's common sense. I would say it's common sense to want to relax once in a while, want to lay off the stress, lay off the pressure once in a while.
mhm.
So just
Well,
drop
but
the
as you
ball on
and I
purpose.
know, common sense is not common anyway. So
It's not common. And you see, he said, drop the ball on purpose. If you don't drop the ball on purpose,
the ball will drop
find
you.
it will drop you. Exactly. So you have to intentionally drop the ball before it drops you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. Okay. So this is stretch 5 now. I will have one more stretch. I will be done. Please stay with us. I hope you're enjoying this conversation.
Yeah,
Stretch
yeah.
5 is give your workout an extra push. So this one is for people that exercise. Although we'll say
Mm-hmm.
everybody should exercise anyways every day, no matter how tiny, no matter how short, even if it's 5 minutes, right? Sometimes my
Mm-hmm.
exercise right now is dance. I used to do a lot of, HIIT, like, you know, stretching, what's the word they call it now? I've even forgotten because I've not exercised like strong, like really hard exercise in a long time. Because
Okay.
exercises, you need to understand what works for your body, your body type, right? It's not all the time like carrying weight. It's not for everybody. Sometimes yours is
Mm,
just to keep your heart pumping, right? So it could
yeah.
just be a brisk walk, it could be a run on the spot, it could be
Yeah.
jumping jacks. So I do those simple like jumping jacks now. Sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
just dancing, right?
Mm,
And I walk. I do walking. So, but this one is like saying give your workout an extra push.
mm-hmm.
Go beyond your perceived physical limits,
Yeah.
right? I love it. Says most times when we start to feel some pain physically and mentally, we haven't reached our full capacity. That got me
Yeah.
thinking, like, so what Gustavo is saying here is when you start to feel uneasy,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that that's the end.
That's the
It means
end.
that you have space for more if
Yeah.
you would just push.
It's more of
If
a
you would
mental
just
thing, I think.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
if you just push. And this I can relate with when I was running.
Okay.
I used to run. I've not run in a while now. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I would go for those international runs, like international runs, and especially like when I'm doing like 10K. The first time I did 10K, oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey God, who send me? Because I've been practicing I'm practicing, I'm doing like 3K here, 2K 5 here, just to practice to
Mm.
be. I actually enjoy running. It's such a sweet sport. Like, just it's so sweet. Like, and I remember some of my friends like, "Where are you running? Who is pursuing you?
Why are you running?
Why are
Why are
you
you
running?"
running?
But it's really enjoyable. I remember
Mm.
sometime in winter, I'll just run. In winter, it's sweeter because the weather is cool and you can run longer
Mm.
distance. I'll do the 10K, but when it's more interesting is when you run maybe on the road or like on a track where you can see different sceneries. It makes it
Mhm.
really interesting when you're seeing different things. But on the treadmill, for example, it's boring. Like you're on just one spot, just doing
Mm.
like I can't do that. Right. So, but then I used to run. But I remember when I did the 10K, the first 10K I did, it was a women's run, and I remember that I started, so I didn't know some of the techniques. I was just pumped up. I didn't know that when you're running long distance like that, you start slow and reserve your energy for the
Uh-huh.
final
Yes.
laps, because
Yes.
that final lap is when you really push your mental capacity to say, you know what, you do
Mm.
this, you
You
get there,
must,
you
yeah.
get there. So I got to the middle of the run or of the race, and I got a bit tired, but
Mhm.
still, I pride myself at that time. Like, I'm a new runner now. I didn't really stop much in between. I saw people stopping, catching their breath, drinking water. I'm like, oh, let me just be going. Let me be going. So, I had a target in mind. I wanted to finish the 10K in less than an hour, right?
Mhm.
So sometimes, I could relate with when you are feeling like you are feeling tired,
Mm.
but you can really push. Another thing
Mm.
that came to mind, this one is funny, guys. I'm sorry, it's a big gross, but it's like when you have stomach upset.
Okay.
You have stomach and you're pressed. Do you know
Mhm.
it's when you're getting close to home or close to where you want to just release? That's when it looks
Bluetooth
like,
device. That's where the Bluetooth device connects very fast. It's like I get it. I get it. Don't worry. I'm in this one with you. This one, it is not only you, it's me and you. I get it.
oh my god. As
I
in, the
get it.
closer you get, the more the pressure, like, oh my god. Oh my God, please help me. Jesus, help me. I will not
Funny
sin
thing is
again
that
in
it's
my
just
life.
one small thing, oh, small thing, small thing. But you see, you can be on long distances, and then maybe you are in a car, and then it starts. You're like, I'll get home. You are sweating and all, but you are still there. For like almost an hour, you are on the road.
I
But
know.
when you get home, as soon as you reach home,
You
it's like
can't
I don't
hold
know.
it again.
It wants to just come out. So
Ah.
I don't understand that one, no.
So
I
I
don't
guess what
understand that one.
Gustavo is saying here is you can actually push yourself just a little more. And what I feel like he's saying here is make it intentional. So maybe normally you would
Mm,
run, if you're a runner, normally you would run 5K. Push yourself
yeah.
once in a while to say, today I'm going to run 6K, 1K extra.
Okay.
But the truth
Yeah.
is, once you set your mind to 5K already, like you feel like 5K is my limit for now, you will be shocked that at 5K, you will be tired. So I
Hmm.
remember early in 2020, last year, I was,
Uh-huh.
working with like a mentee of mine. Like she wanted to start. We started the year so great. We were running and all of that. I remember the
Okay.
first time she did 6K. And normally when we do the run, we can use the Nike Run app so we can listen.
Mhm.
So it gives you every mark. Like, oh, you've done 1K, so you set your time. You want to go 5K. So you've done
Mm.
1K, meaning 4K. So it will be giving you so. And the thing is, the closer you get to your finish line, like 4K, 1K remaining, or 500 meters, you are pumped.
Yeah.
But that is also a limitation because once you know that your mind and your body are acclimatized to it, like once you hit that 5K, you can't go for that. It will just look like I can't do
Yes.
it anymore.
It's
But the
like the
days
screen
you
time
just
thing you spoke
yes,
about.
but the days sometimes I will do it and I'll off that prompting. Still
Yeah.
put the 5K, but just
Mhm.
go and keep enjoying. So when I'm going, I'm like, let me just do it a little bit more. Let me go one more lap. Let me go one more lap. You'll be shocked. Sometimes I'll end up doing 6, sometimes I'll end up doing 7. Just because I did not set a particular, I just kept going, like, okay, I'm not totally exhausted. Let me go one more
Okay.
lap. One more lap. So I think I could relate to that here. Like when you're working out, give yourself one more push. If you
Yeah.
would normally do 10 press ups, add two extra.
Yeah. You
You know,
notice that
to
when you
show
also break, you break from that limit that you set for yourself. Once you break from it, you feel like you can do anything. Like you've you've broken out. So like, just keep going. And what he said, it makes sense. It makes sense, a lot of sense, because I used to do this pull-ups in the mornings. I was trying to work out. The working out doesn't really work out for me anyway. So but I tried to do some pull-ups early in the morning because I needed six packs and abs for some reasons I would not really mention here. Anyway, so I did pull-ups. I told myself I would do three in the morning, three in the evening. So it became like a routine. So one time I was doing the pull-ups, I was on the second one, and then a small girl passed by and was like, she asked my brother, "What is he doing?" I was like, "Oh, he's pulling up. He will do only three, and then he'll be done." And then I was like, so this girl is expecting me, or they are both expecting me to finish at three. No, I'm going to do more than three. So I
wow,
kept going all the way. I've never crossed five, but I kept going all the way to 20 because I wanted to make a point. You see,
wow,
yes, yes, that's for me. But then it makes sense because it makes sense that your mind contributes to it. Yeah. Once
yes,
you push or you break through from that, you can do so much. You've not really reached your full capacity, and there's so much you can do once you decide
mm,
to push yourself. You can do,
yeah.
and it's not only with the workout, but also in life too.
Generally, absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. And we come to the final stretch for today. Who's excited?
Last one, me.
Yeah, this one is so good. This one is so good.
Hey, hmm, hmm, hmm,
I literally went to bed like, okay, God help me. I don't know. Like I don't have I could not remember it, but
exactly.
nobody came
God
to
should
mind.
help because
So
this one, mm-mm.
no, but funny enough, I couldn't put I couldn't no name. I was just laughing to myself, like, God, who? Well, number six is stretch six is help somebody you
You
don't
don't
like.
like.
Help somebody you don't like.
Mm.
And the goal here is to expand your window of tolerance. I started asking myself when I was reading, like, who? I was just laughing, like, I could not help the laughter. Like, God, I don't understand. Who do I not like? Like, I don't feel like I actively don't like somebody, right? So I started thinking, like, okay, who don't I like? I can't remember. I can't think of any name. Nothing was coming to me. But then I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So what came to me was like, okay, maybe you don't particularly, but there must be something you don't like about people. And so
Okay.
that thing you don't like about
Mm-hmm.
people, when you see it in somebody, you dislike it.
Yes, 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 yes,
Because for
yes.
me, it's not like I'll just don't like somebody. Like,
I'm not like somebody, yeah.
but at the same time, there are some things I can't stand. So, for example,
Mm.
smoking. Like, I dread it. Like, I hate it because when there is the smell of smoke around me, it actually
Yeah.
changes the taste of my mouth. Like,
Mm.
yes, my mouth will react to it. Like, once I perceive the smell of cigarette, my mouth will, there will, I can feel it. It feels like the
You can
enzymes in
taste
my
it.
mouth will just begin to react. And so
Hmm.
most times I'll start to have saliva forming in my mouth, and I'll just be
Hmm.
very uncomfortable, like, oh my God, who is smoking now? What's all
Hmm.
this? Right? So for me, like, so I started thinking, like, and then and then I remember I have a friend that, somebody I know, like, that smokes, and I'm like, but I don't
Well, you dislike that about the person.
yeah, so like, so how do I go and help somebody that I dislike? Like, this particular person self is even helping me work on a project, and I'm like, I don't. If I
Hmm.
dislike him, I won't be working with him now. But so how do I deal with it? I've still not figured it out. Like, okay, who do I want to help that I dislike? I'm still thinking about it. How about you? How was that for you? Because
I'm battling whether I should censor what I have to say. Yeah, but I'm a very, very plain person. Yeah, if there's something that I know about myself or people know about me, is that I'm very, very plain. So yes, me, I have somebody that I don't like. Mm. There is somebody that I don't like with all my heart. And then you see here, he was specific. He was like, there's somebody you hate. I don't really hate anybody
Mhm.
because eh, um I'm not really vindictive, because sometimes you really want to, you know, ask God to bless you sometimes, and so that you can punish some people that
Some
need to be
people.
punished. But if that is the mentality, you won't really progress in life. So I
True.
decided to not let other people stop me from getting blessed. So God, please, you know my heart. I don't hate anybody, so please bless me. That money, I really need it. Anyway, so
You don't want to pepper
there was
anybody, but
somebody I
it's
don't
good
like.
sometimes, Abby.
Yes, yes. There's somebody I don't really like, and I think it's kind of justified because he fought with my mom. Physical fight. It was a man, and I don't know why a man should get into a fist fight with a woman.
With a
She didn't
woman.
really hit him, but then they were exchanging words, and then he pushed her on the floor. So I
Wow.
think it's kind of justified that I don't like him. I won't pretend that I like him. I don't like him. And funny thing is that he's in the same lane as me. Like, we work in the same place, so I get to see his face
Oh,
every day. And I
every
keep
day.
telling God every day, and I tell God to bless me enough to wipe that smile off his face. Oh God. But but
Oh my God.
you know, he said, Gustavo said, you should help those people you don't like. I think it's going to be really difficult because we try. My mom was reading the Bible. We're having a Bible sharing session one time at home, and she was like, "You should." There was a part of the Bible that says you should pray for your enemies.
Mm,
So she was like, we have to let all that hate go.
go
We have to move on and don't let somebody's um sin or somebody's behavior
to
drag you
cause this
behind.
thing. Mm,
Exactly. And you know, you notice that when you don't like somebody, or when you have something against somebody, it takes a toll on you. Yeah, it
yeah.
affects how you act. I mean, when I see you, I have to frown. Why should I frown? I should be smiling always, but because of you, I have to frown. So it's a bad thing. And my heart, Ankasa, is not really that big to be carrying a human being, a whole human being. I mean, it's not a womb, it's a heart. So I don't really have space to carry somebody inside it. Exactly.
Oh my God.
So we decided to start, and it was like, in here it's like it said everything that happened. It said they might not really respond because the whole family
Like those
decided
are the
to
excuses we give
greet.
ourselves. Like this person will
Yes,
not respond.
yes.
Yeah.
And funny thing is that he actually didn't respond. It got to a point when we come there, he knows we are going to greet him, so he runs inside his shop. But it doesn't stop us. My mom will stand there, wait for him, and then greet him, so that
Oh.
she greets him and it's like, God, I have done my part, and she goes. So we all learned from that. It was difficult. I mean, I really argued about it, but we all decided to do that, and
Mm,
it has really helped free free
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that not completely. I still want to do bad things to him, but it freed me in a way.
My
It freed
God. I
me,
feel
and it makes you feel light and free.
true.
So yeah.
True. I feel like for me, I think I have just grown the ability to to nullify that effect on me, right?
Okay.
Um I'm not sure if this is a totally good or bad thing. I'm still working on
Mm-hmm.
it. But like for me, if you offend me today, I can. I can. It's now that I'm consciously working on it to say I will talk to you about it directly. Like, oh, this thing you did, I don't like. I'm consciously working on it now. But
Okay.
me before 2020, me before April 8th, 2020, I can literally you offend me and I wouldn't even say anything. Like
Mm.
I dislike confrontation. Like
Mm.
any shade of confrontation, I don't like it. So I wouldn't say, but I would play the scenario in my head, confront you in my head,
Wow.
have you apologize to me in my head,
Supreme Court.
accept the apology, and forget about you. So my
Wow.
own is forgive. My literally is forgive and forget. Like the forgetting is not the action. I'll forget you.
You have already apologized without even knowing.
Like so it's like I'll forgive you but I will also
Mm-hmm.
forget you. So my own forgive and forget is forgiving you for the act, and not just
Mm-hmm.
forgetting the act, but forgetting you with the act, such
That's
that
good.
tomorrow it's not like I will not remember who you are, but I will
Yeah.
not remember what you did that is
Okay.
making me cautious around you. But I just know
Mm-hmm.
that I've put a program in there to say, this person, be cautious around this person. So I
Yes.
won't be loose around you. I won't be open around you. I'll just be like,
Mm.
but we can still talk and have a conversation. But I'll just know that there's something here about this person that you cannot trust. So don't let your guard down around this person. And that's how I
Okay.
used to
Okay.
operate. Well, I feel like it's not all good. For some,
Mm-hmm.
it's good because it makes me move on quickly and helps me forgive and forget. And so I can still relate
Mm-hmm.
with the person with that. But it also not so good for friendships and relationships, right? Because it can affect a relationship. So, for example, it can affect a marriage because if I have to do that with my husband and say,
Mm-hmm.
well, you've done this thing, I forgive and I forget, that won't be funny at all. I mean, it's not
Mm.
impossible. It's not impossible.
I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. The phrase "forgive and forget." You can forgive, but who really forgets? I mean, it's your mind you're working with. How do you erase it from your head? Because I feel like whenever I see you, I remember what you have done. Yeah, even though we try to get past it or move past whatever happened, but I still know that you
Well,
did this.
well, for me, like I said, I'm serious about it. Like I actually
Hmm.
forget what you did.
You do?
I can.
How do you do it? Please
I
show me.
can't. I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know.
eh.
Maybe it's a technique I grew up with. Maybe when I was young. It could be a pain technique, something to
Mm,
build off pain so that I don't feel hurt.
okay.
It could be that for me. So, but I actually can. Like I
Wow,
know
my
people
switch
who,
is not working. My own switch is not working. Oh. If you know the electrician, please show me the
and I'm
way.
not
Oh.
even sure that that switch is 100% okay, but like yeah, that's what
Hmm.
it is. But I'm healing. I'm learning now to be more outspoken, to be more not confrontational aggressively, but to have
Mm-hmm.
conversation. Like so, if you do something I don't like, I would kind of I'm working myself towards this thing you did I don't like it. Or can we not
Yeah.
go there anymore? Or something like that.
Yeah.
But in a good day, I'll just be quiet. I just
Mm.
forget you. I forget the incidents. Wow. Okay, so guys, we've come to the end of this review today. Like, I really enjoyed it. I hope that you did too. I hope that you did too. I hope that you learned something. If you want to get the book again is Stretch Your Mind by
Mm-hmm.
Gustavo Razzetti. How
Yeah.
to conquer no how to conquer your comfort zone one stretch at a time. That's the book we're looking at. So this
Okay.
first edition of Tap Review, this is what we're doing, and then the second edition, which is going to be in 2 weeks time, we're going to come back with the remaining 7 stretches. So we did the
Yeah.
first 6, and let me just quickly recap them. Stretch 1 is change your pace. Like changing your pace will make you more interesting. So try and change your pace from time to time. Let
Yeah.
someone else dictate your pace. Stretch 2, leave work half an hour earlier than usual and
Unusual.
then reward yourself with the gift of time. Stretch
Yeah.
3, unplug from social media for 24 hours and stop giving yourself an excuse like whatever you're doing on social media adds value to your life all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Stretch 4 is drop the ball
The
on
ball.
purpose, right? Sometimes let go of responsibility and feel the pleasure of not being indispensable because you're actually not indispensable. Stretch 5 is give your workout, give your workout an
Extra
extra
push.
push, right? So go
Yeah.
beyond your physical limits sometimes. Push yourself to do one more round, one more run, one more hour, one more, whatever you're doing with your workout. And stretch 6 is help someone you don't like. Now, our feedback for this week is which of these 6 stretches speaks to you the most?
Mm-hmm.
Which one will you start acting on? For me, I'm still on the search for looking for who I don't like so that I can do something else.
Uh,
I'm looking for somebody I don't like so that I can help them. So yeah, that's my own. Dan,
Yeah.
which one are you working on?
It's the social media for me.
So
It's
which
the
day are you
social
going to go
media for
off?
me. We are
Fix the
now
day.
the issue. Now the issue
That's
is
how
still
you
the settle.
commit.
Oh. We are
That's
still
how you
settling that
commit.
issue. Mm. We are still settling that one. Mm.
All right, so guys, if you want to send us your feedback, send us your feedback via WhatsApp for those of you who have our personal WhatsApp numbers, or you can send us a DM on Instagram at the Afrocentrist or on our personal handle. Mine is Ejiro Osakede. Daniel is original Daniel
Original Daniel one. Yeah.
one, right, on Instagram. So you can send us a DM and send your feedback in which of these stretches are you going to practice, which of them spoke to you the most, like which one did you resonate with the most.
Yeah.
Let us have your feedback because we're going to be featuring it in next week's episode. Thank you
Episode.
so much for being here with us today. We're so excited that we got to do this review. We really do hope that you enjoyed it. Have a
Yeah.
fantastic weekend and see you next week.
My
Bye.
my